What up, Chiefs Kingdom? Harrison Graham here from the Chiefs Report. Got a fresh and a different type of video. You may remember this from a couple of years ago. I would put out a community post saying, hey, send in your best trade ideas and we'll do a video about it. Well, that's what we're going to do. I picked 5 or 6 juicy ones, so stay tuned. And if you didn't get in on this one, get your comments in of your best trade ideas. Maybe we'll do a video on this soon. Okay, before we get to trade idea number 1 from one of you guys, help us out. I need 25 new followers on the Chiefs Report on Rumble. We're almost at 1,400 followers. Rumble.com/ChiefsTV. We're 5 away from 1,400. Let's get to 1,420. That way my bosses are happy because they told me, hey, you need 25 new followers. So help us out. More exclusive content over there. And, hey, some uncensored Chiefs videos. I know you guys love that. Rumble.com/ChiefsTV. Go ahead and give us a follow. All right, trade idea number 1. What is that? SSA Invincibles idea. This is a juicy one. DK Metcalf and a 4th-round pick, number 109 overall, to the Chiefs for Mecole Hardman, a 1st-round pick. I just picked number 29. 29-30, basically the same. And a 5th-round pick. I had to go next year because the Chiefs don't currently have a 5th-round pick this year. You guys know how I feel about DK. I like him a lot. I think he would be awesome here. He's been tremendous through his first 3 seasons in the NFL. 29 total touchdowns, almost 3,000 total yards. His 2020 season was spectacular. I think he was on his way to having similar yardage last year before Russell Wilson got banged up. I would love to trade for DK, plain and simple. I actually think that idea is pretty interesting. You trade Hardman on the final year of his contract. We don't know if he's going to get extended or not. A 1st-round pick and a 5th. You also get a 4th back. I don't mind it. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's fair for both sides. The Seahawks get a young and cheaper weapon in Hardman. They get a 1st as they commit to a rebuild. So I think it's a pretty good idea by Invincible on that one. Should the Chiefs trade for DK? Simple question. Type T for trade, type P for pass. I think if the price is right, I'm definitely open to it. Let us know down in the comments. Go to Luxack's football idea. Danielle Hunter comes to the Chiefs from Minnesota for a 2nd-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, and a 6th. I picked number 50 and number 103, the higher 2nd-round pick, the lower 3rd-round pick, because I think the Vikings would want a premium pick, and 50 is, obviously a top 50 pick there. Danielle Hunter's great. In 7 games last year, he had 6 sacks. over 17 games, that would have been a 13, 14 sack season. He was really, really good last year, and he's been good for a long time. When he plays 16, a normal allotment of games, he's a double-digit sack guy every single year, and that's what the Chiefs need. They need pass rushers. Bad. Frank Clark, I don't have major expectations for him. I hope Chris Jones gets back into that double-digit figure this year, but he hasn't been there the last couple of years. But especially off the edge, you need another elite pass rusher. Maybe you find one in the draft, or maybe you trade for a guy like Danielle Hunter. So, we'll see what happens on that front. But I think right now your biggest need is edge, and Danielle Hunter would help you fill that need. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Chiefs Report if you love the Chiefs. I'd like to think this is the channel for you here on YouTube. Hit that big red button and subscribe, but also turn on your notifications. That way you are always notified when we go live or when we publish a video. Our live shows typically on Mondays, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central. So hit that sub button, turn on that notification bell, and we'll continue to bang out videos on a daily basis. Okay, next up, Silver Villains idea. Ooh, let's go running back. Christian McCaffrey to the Chiefs for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a 3rd and a 4th. The value's probably about right. CEH is probably worth about a 5th at this point. So you're trading a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th for Christian McCaffrey, who a couple of years ago would have been worth probably a 1st. But the reality is he hasn't been healthy. He's missed, more games than he's played the last 2 years. He's only played in 10 games the past 2 years. On paper, I would love this, but the injuries scare the hell out of me. He's only played in, quick math, 33. He's played in 10 out of 33 games. He's missed 23 games the past 2 years. That is a ton. Now, this is a premier back in the NFL, probably the most dynamic rushing / receiving back we have in our league. 3,500 career rushing yards, of average of over 4.5. That is tremendous. 30 touchdowns. And what makes him special is how good of a receiving back he is. 3,000 more receiving yards, 17 more touchdowns, 8.5 yards per catch. You can line him up in the slot. The screen game is extremely dangerous with him. But he hasn't been able to stay on the field. Since he signed that big contract, he has not been able to stay healthy. That feels like a coincidence, but who knows? Guys get the bag and they check out. I don't think that's what's happened here. I think it's been unlucky, but the point I'm making is I don't know if I can trade real assets for an expensive running back that has not been able to stay on the field. What do you guys think? Is Christian McCaffrey worth the risk? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I don't think he is, which is unfortunate because a healthy CMC in the Chiefs offense, that would be electrifying. Couple more here. Let's go to the Ringers idea. Ooh, couldn't do a video without a Deebo Samuel trade. CEH back on the trading block. You guys want to trade CEH. First round pick, number 29 overall, and then a fourth round pick, number 134. I don't know if it's enough, quite frankly. I would do it. Deebo is tremendous. 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns as a receiver last year, 18 yards a grab. And then also, let's go to the rushing stats here, Trace. These are still the receiving, 1,400 yards. Here are the rushing stats. 365 on the ground, 8 touchdowns. The average, 6.5. I mean, he really took off in that role as well. Now, I don't think long-term he's going to be, a guy that gets 50, 60 carries out of the backfield. But 2025, a couple carries a game to mix things up with what he does as a receiver as well. He's a special talent. And you guys want CEH gone. That's what y'all are telling me in these trade ideas. There were some more that included CEH that we didn't get to on this video. But look, I understand he's been, underwhelming as a first-round pick. I do think he's on the hot seat in terms of what his role is going to be long-term. You signed Ronald Jones, but, we'll see what's in store for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a guy who's dealt with injuries himself. All right, we'll finish with Land Dog's idea. I like this one. This is a juicy one. Matt Judon, the edge rusher from New England, and Terrence Mitchell, who's a CB2 type as well, for a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a fifth-round pick, which would have to be next year. Again, no fifth-round pick this year. This would fill 2 big needs. I mean, I'll tell you that. You bring in a starting caliber corner in Mitchell, and you bring in a guy like Matt Judon, who is just a special player. I mean, you look at the numbers that he was able to put up this past season, 12.5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss. He was what made this Patriots defense go last year. He was awesome, and the red sleeves those would translate to Kansas City, that's for sure. And you look at the depth chart. He could, a guy like this, a guy like Danielle Hunter could be the missing piece on your defensive line. I like the interior depth you have with Derek Nottie, Chris Jones, Tershawn Wharton, Kalen Saunders. Frank Clark as your second edge rusher is fine, but you bring in a better guy opposite of him, like Judon, who's an absolute beast. Then you're good to go. Maybe you add a depth piece in the draft with all those picks you have, but I like it. Terrence Mitchell is a starting caliber corner. He's not quite as good as Charvarius Ward, but I think he could be a starting guy opposite of Rashad Fenton and L'Jarius Sneed. So I like that trade. I don't know if the Patriots would do it, but hey, you never know until you try. Name a player that you think the Chiefs should go out and trade for. Let's hear it from you guys down in the comment section. Big name receiver, big name edge rusher. Let's do it. Let's get this team better. All right, want to remind you guys to follow us on Rumble. Need 25 new followers over there, rumble.com/ChiefsTV. Give us a follow, exclusive Chiefs videos on a daily basis.